Hey guys, I'm here to review even more cards you can get under $20 because there's just so many of them and there's so many ones that I really like and I just wanted to share with you guys. Um yeah, the first one here is the Sobble promo. This one I know is a Vivid Voltage 3-pack blister promo, so it's not going to be that expensive. It's a good little 64-cent card, but this just encapsulates the three different Galar starters a lot. It has Scorbunny, Grookey, and Sobble all in it, and it just features like characteristics of them. It's a nice illustration by Akira Komiyama. Um, yeah, it's just a nice looking card, and it's like under a buck. It's like this really cute Sobble card that really encapsulates the whole Sword and Shield like era, if you would, in just one little card, which is really cool. And then next I have the Mimikyu Delta species. This is like a celebrations promo, and for the celebrations promo, they kind of went pretty hard with like the callbacks to older things, and I think this Mimikyu Delta species is one of the coolest ones that they did. That's why it's like the only one on the list here. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it has like a really nice hollow foil effect like in person. But yeah, the card is just really cool. I mean, it features Mimikyu on it, which is a pretty popular Pokemon, and it's like a water type Delta species card. I mean, it really just makes you miss all like those older era cards. It really just looks like an older card too. It looks like a card that came out back in the time. Which is really cool, and it's only like less than a buck, so it's not a bad price at all. Next, I put this Galarian Moltres promo. Um, this one's like about a buck, and this one's from the Crown Zenith tins. This one is illustrated by Shinji Kanda, and recently their cards have been going ridiculously crazy, like to the moon. Like the Magikarp from Paldea Evolved and the Giratina from Lost Origin. But this one is like, it's just really good, and for under a buck, it's a really cool illustration of a really cool Pokemon. And I think a lot of people really like Galarian Moltres, and a lot of people really like Shinji Kanda's artwork, so I put this one here because it made sense. Next, I have this Deoxys Hollow from Roaring Skies. So this card is a little bit over $1, but that's honestly not that bad for the card that you're getting. It's a really awesome Pokemon like Deoxys, which is my personal favorite Pokemon. Um, and this is a really great illustration by Kawaii. It showcases the Pokemon really well. You get to see his full like body in the card, which is nice. And then there's like heavy shading used, the colors, the auroras in the background. It's just a really beautiful card. For only a buck, that's not bad at all. Um, yeah, that was the Deoxys from Roaring Skies, and then next we have the Charizard V from Crown Zenith. So this card is like one of the cheapest Charizard cards that there are, I think. It's less than $2, which is not bad at all for a Charizard card. Um, and it's like a regular V, so people wouldn't be too excited about it, but it is a really cool regular V because it's, Charizard, so it's inherently pretty cool. I mean, I feel like we've gotten like oversaturated with Charizards recently, but that doesn't mean that the Pokemon's not pretty cool. I mean, he's a starter Pokemon from Gen 1, and you really can't find a better card for under $2 of this Pokemon. So, yeah, I put that one here, just like as like a starter for our cards, and then these ones are going up in price. So we had the Gardevoir from Ancient Origins. This one's also the exact same price, exactly 187. This one is a hollow, I believe. Yes. Yeah, it's a hollow of Gardevoir, but not regular Gardevoir. It's a shiny Gardevoir, which is really cool. I know that they don't really print like regular shiny Pokemon just as like regular hollows. This one is illustrated by Tokiya, who is a really awesome artist who makes this like super like thick lines and dynamic poses and striking visuals. And it works well with the Pokemon. I mean, shiny Gardevoir was featured. Their cape is, or not the cape, the dress is flowing like all around, and then they're casting like this giant energy orb. Um, yeah, for $1.87, it's not bad at all. And then next I have this Deoxys Sun and Moon promo. So the reason that I have this one here is because the card actually came in the team up 3-pack blisters. Um, which is pretty hard to get. That means that the card is like relatively hard to get. But not only that, it's just a really cool illustration of Deoxys. One of my personal favorites. And it's only like a $2 card. This one's by Yu Irabi, who is a really good artist, who has a lot of solid cards under their belt. But yeah, this card is really cool, and it's $2. And yeah, it's a Sun and Moon promo, so it's kind of on the older side. Next, we have this Espeon from the EX Battle Stadium. There's also another one, but which is from EX Sandstorm, but I chose this one instead because it is the same artwork, but it's just slightly different. Like the other one, I'm pretty sure is just like an e-reader card, and this one isn't. Um, but I'm here to talk about the artwork. I'm not here to talk about like the different kinds of cards. I'm here to talk about just the artwork specifically. This is an Espeon card illustrated by Mitsuhiro Rita, which is like a combination for the ages. This card is like still just under $3, so that's not bad at all, and it's a really cool evolution card. It's like you're like if you're adding this to your collection, you're like adding a cool card that you could keep forever and not have to worry about any other Espeon cards because this one is just so good. It's such a solid illustration from Sandstorm, but just revitalized in a different like battle deck, which makes it cheaper, which is good. Then next I have the Kingdra full art from Fates Collide. I had to buy a couple versions of this card because I just love it so much. Um, and I had one for my own personal collection, but I ended up like passing it on to somebody else, and then I had to buy it for myself. But yeah, I don't mind because the card is only like a $5 card. This is like one of the coolest like full arts from the X and Y era. I'm surprised it's not worth more because Kingdra is a cool Pokemon, and like I was talking about with the Kingdra Trainer Gallery card, Kingdra just has like a this really cool appeal to him and is a dragon type. Like he's just a cool guy. And this card is no different. Like the swirls on the background with like the dragon coloring mixed with the water coloring makes the card like really pop. And the gold border around it also makes it really pop. Just a really nice solid card under $5 too, which is kind of crazy. And then next I put this Charizard from Flashfire. Excuse me. The only reason that I put this one here is because it's a Charizard card, obviously, but this is like the oldest kind of Charizard card that you can get that's still under like the $10 mark, and it's even under like a $6 mark, which is pretty good for Charizard. Um, it's a pretty decent illustration of the Pokemon. You're not getting like I would say the Charizard V is a little bit better if you want like a full illustration, but this is an EX card, so it's like a little bit on the older side. Flashfire came out probably like maybe I want to say like kind of close to 10 years ago now. So it's like this card is really old and it's not worth a ton of money for Charizard cards. So like look before it was worth like $11 and now it dropped all the way down to 5. So you're doing a good job if you're picking this one up because it's Charizard and it's old and it's cheap. Next, we got this RCSV Sword and Shield promo. I think people are really starting to pick up on this card. Illustrated by Atsushi Furusawa. This card is fantastic. It's really gives you like alt art vibes with just like a regular print RCSV, which is really nice. Um, yeah, Mount Coronet in the background. You have the Bidoofs, you have the Beautiflies, and you have like the Starlies, all visible in the card, all very visible in this image. Like I can tell everything that's in the picture in this little tiny image, not even in person, which is pretty telling as just to the quality of the card. And it came in a really cool collection box. It's just a really nice card overall. Um, and this card used to be like a $10 card, and now it's all like down to a little bit less than $6. So if you can get this card for like $6, which it doesn't look like you're really gonna be able to get it, it looks like it's more like a $7 card. But still, for the price $7, I would definitely pick this up. And then next is this Glaceon full art from Fates Collide, which is sitting at a roughly like $11, a little bit less than $11. It's an evolution from an XY era set, and it's a full art, which is the highest tier you could pull from these sets besides like the secret rares. But this card is really awesome. It's a really nice looking Glaceon card. I know that Glaceon's not really a popular evolution, which is probably why this card is kind of on the cheaper end. But it's just a really nice artwork. Same thing with like the gold outline mixed with like the auroras in the background. It's a really cool mix, and it's from an older set, and it's just a cool card overall. And then next, I put the Reggie Drago alt art from Silver Tempest. So this card is like a little bit less than $13, and it has Reggie Draco in the foreground, but it also has a little Lugia in the background. This is illustrated by Hataya, who did the Zacian V from Crown Zenith. But this Reggie Draco is really nice. It's just like the colors are kind of muted, but they're really like detailed. Like everything in the foreground is super detailed and everything in the background is super detailed. It gives you like this like kind of intriguing vibe with the Pokemon. Um, and I mean for $12, like this is an alt art from the Sword and Shield era. These are extremely hard to pull. Like you get these one out of every couple of booster boxes, which is like it's like you don't even have to invest 120, 140 bucks into a booster box if you want to just buy this card for $12. You're paying a tenth of a booster box for a card that's like infinitely enjoyable because it has so much about it to love. And I feel the same way with the unknown alt art from the same set. It just and there's also one more alt art that I wanted to talk about from Silver Tempest because this set is just filled with so many nice looking cards that just don't get the limelight because they're not the most popular Pokemon. And this is the Unknown V by Toshino Aoki. Um, it's really, really cool. Um, it's a nice Pokemon, Gen 2, pretty old. Um, and I feel like Unknown has this like unparalleled level of swag to it. It's just like it's kind of cool. Like you're not really gonna find another Pokemon that's the entire alphabet as Pokemon, which is kind of cool. They're kind of like mysterious, mystical, just interesting, really. Um, and I think that this card does Unknown justice for sure. It's a really nice alt art from the Sword and Shield era, and again, like I said, hard to pull. Um, and one more for the just for the heck of it. Let me put this. Let me find it really quickly. I'm pretty sure this card is cheaper than a regular Lugia V-Star. Yeah, look, 5.50, $5.50 for the Skuntank alt art. Jiro Sasumo is a fantastic artist. This card is fantastic. I own like two of these, I think, I want to say. Um, it's so worth it. Like, this card has a cute little Paris in it. The environment of the card is so adorable. It's like they're inside of like a burrow and they're protecting their babies and they're just like peeking out of the little burrow to like look at the Paris above. This card is absolutely fantastic. I mean, literally, it's like a $5 card, maybe $6 if you're unlucky. But dude, like you're only paying $6 for an alt art from the Sword and Shield era. When can you say that? Like that's just crazy to me. Um, just a super super nice card all around. And then next I've got this Deoxys Hollow from Delta Species. Let me try to pull up a better picture here. Okay, so here's a little bit of a better picture of it. It features the hollow effect. This is a hollow from the set Holon Phantoms, which is a really old set. It's also a hollow, it's also a Delta species Pokemon, and it's also a legendary mythical Pokemon, which is Deoxys. This card sits at around $15, so we're kind of getting to the more pricey side, but that's fine, honestly. This card deserves it. Like last time I sorry, not spoke about the Gardevoir Delta species hollow from EX Delta species. This one is also just as good. It's by Kagemaru Himeno, who is a prominent artist in the Pokemon TCG, and it features a really awesome illustration of a really awesome Pokemon. One of my favorite um Deoxys cards ever. But we'll move on to like my actual. This is like top five favorite cards of all time. Espeon and Deoxys GX Sun and Moon promo 240. This card is sitting around $21, so we're breaking the budget by a little bit, but for an extra dollar, you're getting a card that features a mythical Pokemon and Espeon on it. It's a tag team. I've talked about Espeon already. I've talked about Deoxys already, and this is the perfect mix of both of them. Hasuno did a really fantastic job with this card. I love how Deoxys is coming out of a crater, breaking the ground all around it as Espeon looks curiously. The shading on both of the Pokemon looks really fantastic. You have this like lush green like rock that's being unearthed by Deoxys, and the Pokemon is in full effect. He's in full spotlight. It looks amazing, and I don't know. I love Deoxys. I love Espeon. Both of these Pokemon strike home for me. Espeon is my favorite evolution. Deoxys is my favorite Pokemon of all time. This is like a match made in heaven for me. Like literally my favorite card, almost like maybe one of my favorite cards ever. And it's $21. Like this card could easily be like $200 if it was put in like a Unified Minds instead of being a Sun and Moon promo. And that's how I feel about so many of these cards. They could be like $200 cards if they were placed in any earlier sets. Like imagine if this like Skuntank was put in like an like Evolving Skies or something like that. Like I feel like it would be worth about as much as like the Golurk, which is like $15. Because the card is just so beautiful. These cards are just so fantastic. And I mean, if you could pick any of these up, I would recommend any of them. But yeah, this episode three of this series. This series has been getting so much attention, so much love, so much appreciation, and it's just like I can't thank you guys enough because this series is something that's it's so like nice for me to do because it just makes me do what I love, which is sharing like Pokemon cards with other people, and like the whole point of me doing this is just to share these artworks and these cards with people that like want. to see them, you know? Like I want people to see cards like this Espeon and Deoxys card, but even cards like this Mimikyu Delta Species or this Deoxys Hollow or Charizard V or, you know, like this Espeon card. Like there's just so many cards that I think you've probably never even seen before, never even heard of before that I just wanted to share with you because I just really appreciate the artwork of these cards and I want you to like have one of these for yourself, you know? Like I feel like everybody wants to have a card like the Espeon and Deoxys GX, an alt art from the Sun and Moon era. Who doesn't want an alt art from the Sun and Moon era? Plus, like, there's alt arts from Sword and Shield. There's full arts from X and Y. There's, you know, EXs from X and Y. There's an X and Y Hollow, which is a shiny Pokemon. There's another one. Then you have a Sword and Shield promo that features all of the starters. It's like you really can't miss with any of these cards, and I would be happy with any of these, honestly. I have a couple of them too. I definitely have the Mimikyu Delta Species. I definitely have the Galarian Moltres. I definitely have this. I definitely have the Deoxys Sun and Moon promo. I have that one. I have the Kingdra Full Art. I have the Arceus V promo. I have the Regidrago Alt Art. I have the Skuntank Alt Art. I have this card, and I have this card. Um, and there's good reasons why I have all those cards. It's because I feel see the value in them and I just appreciate the cards themselves. And if you appreciate any of them, please let me know which ones you like the most and just let me know like what cards you like. What do you like? Like what Pokemon do you like? What artists do you like? What sets do you like? Any of those things. If you want me to know any of those things, just let me down in the comments so I can feature them in a set. Like in a video. I could tell you all the $20 below cards from like all the X and Y era sets if I wanted to because it's just like I don't mind doing that. It's fun for me. Like I enjoy this and I like spreading this information with you guys. Um, but yeah, if you enjoy the video, just let me know and have a great rest of your day. See ya.